Thank you all very much. Wow, I think, is the first word that comes to mind for me. And I think the second word is surreal. I sat where you all sit 14 years ago, and I listened to then Baseball Commissioner Peter Uberoff. And to tell you the truth, bro, I don't know what that man said. I really don't remember. And it wasn't because he was boring. He wasn't. I think it was more the matter of, here I was about to graduate. I was excited, I was scared, I was happy, I was confused, I was jobless. I was also a bit winded because my Mu Zeta chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Frat Brothers and I had just done an impromptu step show right here in the 50-yard line. So, oh, six! I say all that to say, I feel you guys. I know where you're coming from. 14 years wasn't that long ago. The last thing you want, because you've been out getting your party on all night last night, all week. The last thing you want is for somebody to come up here for 45 minutes telling you to go forth and prosper. I ain't gonna do that. In fact, I don't want to so much tell you what to do as just give you some things to think about. I am blessed to have gone to school here for 4 years. You all are blessed for the same reason. And you won't realize the depth of it until later on in life, and that's natural. All of us who have gone to school here, we know that there is something very special about this place, the tradition, the campus, the social life, the academic life. There is something it's a special, unique shared bond that all of us here at Carolina have. And in my business, I run into a whole lot of Tar Heel alums basically because, we dominate the rosters of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, soccer, track and field. We're all over the place. And every time we see one another, it's always the same thing. Yo, what up, Tar Heel? We just saw, yo, what's up, Tar Heel? We all do it. Well, all of us except Rasheed Wallace. I saw Rasheed, I said, yo, what up, Tar Heel? He just stared at me. I'd have no other choice, man. I had to tee him up twice and throw him out the game. Rasheed is different. And you know what? That's cool. That's okay. It is the beauty and is one of the best things we learn here about Carolina. Diversity is special. And you all probably had more diversity here than you will as you move forward. I know all of you want to do more than just get a job, go to grad school. I know you want to make a difference. Keep this in mind as you do that. Remember the different walks of life that you've seen here. All the colors, races, religions, the athletes, academic nuts, hippies, fraternity boys, sorority girls, different sexual makeups. Understand whatever is different from you is just that. It's just different. We all know that the majority in this world decides who is the other. And we also know that discrimination wears a whole lot more masks than just black and white. There's age. In fact, there are more age discrimination cases than any other. There's discrimination because of physical abilities. Yo, man, that dog can't play no ball. I don't want to hang out with him. There's discrimination because of mental abilities. Well, I graduated magna cum laude. I graduated, thank you, Lordy. All these levels, and we make meaning from them. If you put those differences up on a wall, some of them you can see and some of them you can't. Differences in people is like a cube. Some of the sides you can see, others have more depth. Some of the sides you can only see parts of, and others you can't see at all. People making a difference need to be aware of that paradigm. We also need to be aware of stereotypical tendencies. Given the way this world is changing, we cannot depend on stereotypical tendencies. If we do that, we're going to lose money, we're going to lose customers, we're going to lose constituents, we're going to lose the faith of a child, and more importantly, we're going to have a child lose faith in us. Every time you speak for the rest of your life, you will be making somebody else's reality. You have power in your words. Don't be afraid to use it. Whether you're addressing diverse groups of people or diverse groups, period. There is power in your words. Again, don't be afraid to use it. Whether you're addressing 5 kids at a summer camp or whether you're addressing Congress. There's also power in humility. We oftentimes have trouble saying, I'm sorry. We either don't say it or we go, well, I'm sorry, but see what happened. See, I couldn't get it done. But takes away all the power from an apology. If you do somebody wrong, look them in the eye and say, I'm sorry. There's really nothing else that they can say. You own the strength in that. Of course, doing that and thinking about it, two completely different things. To do that kind of thing, you got to have confidence. You got to have self-awareness. And to do that, you have to have enlightenment. And one of the best ways to have enlightenment is to surround yourself with friends who keep you honest about doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Keep yourself grounded in reality and not just your own reality. You might think you look good in that spandex dress or them polyester pants that ain't got no pleats in the front, gripping your behind like it's 1978. But you might want to ask one of your more truthful friends before you go to the club at night. Making a difference means being honest with yourself about yourself. And that's hard to do. It really is, because that means getting out of your comfort zone. Maybe talking to somebody that you might not normally talk to. Talking to somebody who's new in the neighborhood or new in the job. Talking to somebody who intimidates you just by looking at them. Talking to somebody that you have absolutely nothing in common with. Being honest with yourself about yourself also means self-reflection. That's that alone time when nobody's around. It doesn't really matter what you do with it, whether you pray, or read, or listen to that new Jill Scott CD, or just meditate. It's funny, we often equate being alone with loneliness, and it's two different things. Some of the times in life I've been loneliest is when there's a ton of people around. When I first heard about some of the opposition to my speaking here, I was in my office with about 4 people. And it was weird because I wasn't angry, I wasn't sad, but I felt lonely because I thought, oh man, here I go again. I got to stand up and I got to prove that I am a journalist and not just an entertainer. But then I realized something that I didn't realize 14 years ago when a news director told me, said, "You suck, you will never make it in this business." And yes, those were the words he used. And when he said that, man, that fueled my drive, and that continued to fuel my drive throughout my career. It fueled it every time a magazine or newspaper critic slams me because they don't know what player hating means. Because they don't realize that they're player hating me. It fueled my drive every time a colleague comes down to me for making an Alpha Phi Alpha Omega Psi Phi reference and says, you know, if you want to make a fraternity reference, why don't you use the movie Animal House? Thinking to myself, I got to stand up and shout again, yo dog, man, your view of reality, your world is not the world. People making a difference got to understand this. Where you were raised, how you were raised, what shapes you is only a small slice of the pie. You might not like, you might not understand all the other slices, but you at least have to accept that there are other slices of the pie than you've known. When you get to be 35 years old, you start appreciating things in life that you probably thought were soft or a little bit sentimental in college. I ran across some things recently by a guy named Paul Harvey, sort of like lessons for life. He said, learn humility by being humiliated. Learn honesty by being cheated. Get a black eye, fighting for something you believe in. See puppies born, and see your old dog put to sleep. I've been blessed enough to do all those. It really is a matter of perspective and appreciating your own perspective. Something else that I agree with, and this comes from being a parent. When you have kids, teach them how to pray, teach them not to talk to strangers, teach them to look both ways before they cross the street, then you pray and let it go. You won't get it right, you're going to make mistakes, but you will get it. The thing about diversity, understanding it, trying to grow from it, trying to learn from it, understanding that there are a huge number of people that come together to form this world that you all are about to walk headfirst into is this. You will do what you want to do. You will make a difference, and not in that Hallmark card way of making a difference, but in the way that's important with kids. Maybe it's your kids, your nieces, nephews, somebody else's kids, kids in summer camp, some kid that you just might say hello to in a park. Some cliches are true. Just as your mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles raised you to shape the world, and you are about to, you're going to help raise the next generation to take over from where you left off. Other than family and kids, greatest thing in the world, friends, real unconditional friends. I think some people I think some people come of age in high school, but I think most of us come of age in college. It is the first time and really the only time in your life that you really ever have complete freedom and not a whole lot of responsibility. And because of that dynamic, because you are living with your friends, they become your family, and they're the ones that you keep for the rest of your life. Someone once said of friendship, everybody hears what you say. Your friend listens to what you say. Your best friend listens to what you don't say. Somebody else once said of friendship, your friend is somebody who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you've forgotten the words. Cherish your friendships, understand the power in your words, understand and embrace diversity, and go make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart. We're proud to have you represent us as a Tar Heel to this nation.